Hello, I just thought I would walk down to the beach here. I'm in Spain at the moment. Gonna be here for a couple more months and trying to find a place that is good to film. When I was back home in Chicago, I always had my go-to location in my apartment where everything was set up, whereas now I have to find somewhere that, looks good and is quiet and I can talk. And I want to start really this new series on this channel of just cigar talks. So unedited, no filtering, obviously with a topic in mind. It's not just going to be me incoherently rambling, but the idea is to share a cigar together and talk about something that I've been going through, something that you've been going through, and just have a really open conversation, which I think is missing in the world these days. The cigar that I'm going to be smoking, it's a Romeo y Julieta number 3. So this is a Cuban cigar. It's funny because I've spent pretty much all of my cigar smoking career, if you can call it that. I spent a lot of my cigar smoking life in the US. I actually only really started smoking stogies about 2 years ago. And obviously in the US, Cubans are banned and they're very hard to get hold of. So I actually had never smoked a Cuban cigar until I came to Spain about 4 weeks ago. And it's one of those things, by the way, I like to do a V-cut, so I'm going to do that on this. It's one of those things that has this reputation for being so good that I was almost skeptical of, well, is a Cuban really going to be that much better than some of the Nicaraguans or some of the Dominican cigars that I've been smoking? And I have to say, yeah, I actually am really finding them to be significantly different, significantly better. So, has my lighter just run out of fuel? Yeah, I think it has. Okay, well I won't be smoking this in this video, but we can still talk anyway. So, what I wanted to talk about was really finding this sense of home, because I've been traveling now for a few weeks and I've only just started to find my rhythm again. That's definitely one of the difficulties of traveling. People say that you can't build, people say you can't grow a business, improve your body, fix relationships while you're traveling, but I've actually found that to not be the case. And I think it comes down to what is your sense of home. When I was home in Chicago, I would define my home by the possessions that I surrounded myself with, the people that I would see on a regular basis, the places that I would go. But when I think about it, actually those possessions, those places, those things weren't home because of a physical fixed geography. They actually were home to me because they represented a set of habits. And now I'm getting to that place where actually home is not a physical location, but home is more of a state of mind, and home is a way of living. There are things that I like to do every day that not only make me happy and fulfilled, but they also serve me and my goals. And I can actually do those anywhere, as long as I have a laptop, as long as I can drive to a gym, as long as I have my phone and I can find somewhere to film, then I'm pretty much good to go, and I'm pretty happy with that. And along the way, all of these other factors can change, like the weather can change, the environment can change, the clothes that I'm wearing can change, the people that I'm with can change. That's one thing I'm feeling a little bit nervous about, is finding new friends wherever I go. I'm lucky enough to obviously have a network thanks to this channel and the people that watch it and the people that identify with Gen Z. We've got the Gentleman's Institution, so I can connect with members in there. But I figured out there are some things that you can do wherever you go to meet new people. And it's especially helpful if you're doing more of a slow travel like I am. So spending 2 to 3 months in each place. Going to a co-working space, already that's proved really useful for me. I only just started going to one and already getting invited out to lunches, coffees, hikes, getting added to WhatsApp groups. So if anybody is traveling for a period of time, I highly recommend that. And then also finding a gym. And both the gym and the co-working space, not only are they great for making friends, but they help maintain those habits and those routines that, in order for this to work, like, I'm not some trust fund kid, or I'm not, you know, inheriting any wealth. I have to work still, obviously. But luckily I have the freedom of location. And I also think it's more interesting for us if I'm in different places rather than in my Chicago apartment all the time. Or, you know, I feel like it got a bit stale of just being on the Riverwalk, in the cigar lounge, just doing the same things over and over again. Chicago is an amazing city. I think it's one of the best cities in the world. But it's a big world out there, and I feel like it's part of my duty to you to go and explore it, and to find the best things, and to report back and share that experience with you. So I feel like I've finally settled into this feeling of home, and I plan on taking this wherever I go. Wherever I go next, I plan on taking these habits, these disciplines, these routines with me. And that's what keeps me grounded. You know, there are going to be things that I'll miss about home, about Chicago. There are things I miss about LA. There aren't so many things I miss about New York, to be honest. No offense to any of the New Yorkers, but living in Manhattan is tough. There are things I miss about the UK, you know, but that's the beauty of life. There are so many good things. There are so many good places that you can go. You're bound to miss things along the way. Missing something is actually just a sign that you appreciated it. Talking of appreciation, some guy just went by on his bicycle and he probably thought I was a nutcase for talking to the camera, but he actually smiled at me, which was nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and find some lighter fuel so I can actually smoke this stogie. I'm gonna go and play golf, enjoy this sunshine, keep working on some videos, and I'll see you in the next one.